Okay, the last big streaming service is in place. Let's see how it stacks up. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to Media Academy Online's Entertainment News, the show that gives you all your entertainment news weekly. Hope you've been well. I hope you've been good. You know what happens when you're good? Santa Claus comes. He comes and gives you presents. So remember that he checks it twice and he'll find out if you're naughty or nice. Okay, let's begin. NBC Universal have just launched their new service, Peacock, which I think is the stupidest name. What are we going to call our service? Peacock. Everyone, what are you doing? Let's come over to my place and we can watch some Peacock. So yes, it's just another streaming service. This is the last big player in the streaming service space. So is it any good? Well, first of all, this is slightly different to how a lot of them are done. This one has a free tier, then it's got a paid tier with ads and another tier without ads. So my stance on these services, if they ask for any money whatsoever, you don't need ads. So just don't, okay? Just don't. NBC Universal, listen to me. You need to sit in the naughty corner. Then you have to write on the chalkboard, I will not gouge money out of everyone. Can you write that 10 times on the board? I will not gouge money. Sorry about that. Come on. Is it any good? Well, if you can get it, it is. You see, NBC Universal couldn't make a deal with either Roku or Amazon with their Fire Stick to get their service on these, which both of these players combined is a large percentage of the market. It's most of the market. Let's go and launch with only 20% of people who can actually play it. Great. You know what's funny? Because they're blaming it on the platforms itself, both the Amazon and Roku. They're saying that they wouldn't come to the table, which is funny, right? And NBC Universal want us to put pressure on so they can get it on these devices. You've got two services that you're not available on, but they're the ones to blame? I think, what is the one factor here? We've got one person with one service and two companies with devices, all with all of your competitors on it. And it's funny because Universal like to people over. They did this exact same thing with the cinemas back when the virus was really bad and everything was shut down. They were like, we're going to release both in the cinema and to digital at the same time because we can, and trying to over the cinemas. Now I need you to go right on that chalkboard again. I will not people over. So next bit of news. You know, this is great, right? Because finally we have some news from Australia. Australia, mate. Haha, didgeridoo, haha, kangaroo, Vegemite. G'day, mate. I say that's part of the stereotype, but I say it all the time. So I'm probably a walking stereotype of Australia. You got it, mate. How you going? All right? Yeah, sweet, cool, great. So our Australian government are going on a spending spree at the moment, and they're just spending money wherever they can. They're just like, hey, you know, let's give some money. They've been really good, actually. They've been really good throughout this virus. And so the federal government here in Australia have announced that they're going to spend $400 million in trying to sway all of the Hollywood machine, try and get those people to make their film in Australia. So that's good. It's good to encourage them to make films here. Baz Luhrmann, he's a great Australian. He's all for it. He's supporting it. Everyone's supporting it. And Australia's always been good for their rebates anyway. So good tax rebates here. Oh, what's that? I've got on the line our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, also known as ScoMo here in Australia. ScoMo, mate, Scotty, how you doing? Are you all right?
It's great to be here.
Good to hear, mate. What did you do today?
And we made announcements about our support for the film industry.
I'm just going to talk a little bit about this money that you're putting in to try and get the Hollywood films made over here.
Lights, camera, jobs. That's what this is all about.
Great. So tell me a little bit about it.
We are extending and putting a 7-year program in place to the tune of $400 million to ensure that we can attract those big films and productions and screen events for them to be produced right here in Australia.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's great to hear, mate. While I've got you on the phone, You know all that money, rather than giving it to the Hollywood, they don't need it. How about you give it to me and I'll make a film? How's that?
And that's a great return on an investment.
Good. All right. Any last words?
Lights, camera, jobs.
He's all about jobs, old ScoMo. We catch up on the weekends and all he does is talk about jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs.
We're about jobs. Our jobs. The jobs that...
Because we're such a big YouTube channel here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go through my past comments in my last video. So if you're one of those who actually left me a comment in my last video, you're probably freaking out right now because I'm actually going to call you out. Right, here we go. First comment when it loads. So if anyone doesn't know, our last one was about Quibi. We talked about the parks opening up again. We talked about all sorts of stuff. Now, we'll start with the most important comment here, the one that talks in depth. I should discuss it. I read it. I said, that is meaningful. So here we go. It says, ha 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 ha. Thank you for that. Yeah, and all I've got to say to you is thanks for that meaningful comment. And let's go to the next one. Yay, Disney is back. That is correct. Disney is back. That's exciting. So we'll see how it goes and let's hope there's no big outbreak there now they're opening up again. I know they've put in restrictions and only a certain amount of people can come and you have to pre-book. We'll see how it goes. And that's all my comments. So I've got 2 comments. So that leaves me here. First of all, what are your thoughts of Peacock? Are you excited for all the peacocking? And also, what do you think about Australian government putting all this money in to try and get the big films made here? We already get quite a few made here, so it's just going to entice even more to come here, which is good. Make sure to leave a comment, and then next week, if I actually get some replies, then we'll have a bit of a conversation, you know? It'll be great. It'll be great. If you don't leave a comment, then I'll make one up. I don't know. Anyway, make sure you do me a solid like, subscribe, ring that bell, be awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Come on!